Good morning, everyone, and a happy Independence Day to all the Indians. I'm sure that today is a day which holds a special place in your heart. And yes, just wishing you a great day ahead. And this is your own Dr. Stuti Padde coming after a very long time again. And so I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. I know that I have not been consistent. I know that this is really a challenge for me. And every time I come, then I disappear for some weeks and then I reappear. I don't know what's going on, but all I can say is I do try my best. And whenever I can, whenever I feel very strongly inclined to create a video, then I just hop on and then start creating content. But I am going to try my best. I that's the reason why I thought that I'll do things a little differently so that I'm able to maintain the discipline of creating content on a regular basis. So I hope you all have that patience with me. I know you all have been very patient with me, rather, and I'm thankful and grateful to each one of you. So as you all know that I have been on a journey of sabbatical, at the same time, a transformational journey for my own self as a practitioner, actually. And so for the past 2 to 3 years, I've been reading many books, lot of books, and I've been hearing a lot of podcasts, and this has been really a game changer for me as a practitioner, and holistically as well. And so that's why I thought that it's very important that I really share my experiences. I also share what I have felt over this 2 to 3 years in my learning journey, because I feel that learning never ends. A person learns till they reach their deathbed. So, till their last breath, I would say they are learning. And so, I guess that I want to pass that on as well to you guys. So one of the books that I initially started off with is Think and Grow Rich. As you all know, Think and Grow Rich is very, very famous book authored by Napoleon Hill and from his own experiences. And it's amazing because I learned one thing, that really, for real, thoughts do play a very important role. And as I'm a Christian, it is also given in the Bible, as a man thinketh, so is he. So I really do believe that thoughts have a significant role to play in each one of our lives. And so I wanted to introduce you to this book, which is actually a master course, and it contains a lot of important content. I would say not only content, actually a transformational uh, it is a transformational resource whereby you are able to challenge your own brain, your belief system, and it gives you an opportunity to really introspect and think about making some crucial decisions for your life if you do feel stuck in your life. So, as a practitioner, I have encountered a lot of clients, patients, both clinical and non clinical. And I have also been pulled towards neuroscience a lot. So now I approach healing people holistically through neurobiological ways or neurophysiological or neuropsychological ways. So that is my take on it, because that's what I am seeking for. And as I have always been looking for a permanent healing approach. And I really, in that quest of searching and seeking, I came across a lot of books that I resonated with in terms of knowledge. So, anyways, I would like to just go ahead and go right in to the Napoleon Hill's Master Course. So, it is something that I'm not going to read word to word, but here we are going to look at some principles, some concepts, and I would be summarizing those concepts to you and helping you understand what actually is your life journey about. and perhaps, challenge you, as I said earlier, challenge you to rethink on your own thought processes, the belief system that is created right when you were conceived in the womb of your mother or even before that. And yeah, and I hope you too have that kind of beautiful journey along with me as I have experienced it. So let's dive right into the first chapter, and it's all about starting with the foundation. Okay, before we start, I want to point out at this. This is the fact. So we all are on survival mode. Mostly also I call it as a default mode network, which means that we have carried on a belief system right from generations. So it could be, because your parents are involved in you becoming a byproduct of their union. There is this bi-directional generational influence that is on you. So we are all carrying those belief systems and traditions and um, thought processes which have actually become our default mode network. So our life is automated according to that. So even for example, the spiritual faith or your religion. So if your parents are following a certain faith, you will be following that particular faith unless you really become aware and you take a decision of going another way, taking another path, other than what your parents believe. So it is all a conscious effort. So this journey is going to be helping you to awaken to your own conscious awareness, activating your PFC, making it more stronger, at the same time consciously helping you to undo what is done, which has affected or impacted your life negatively. So of course, there are some positive things in the default mode network that have positively impacted you and influenced you. And definitely we would enhance more of that. Like, for example, if your parents have been generous and kind and compassionate towards humanity, you will be also inclined to follow that. So if they have been doing a lot of social work, you are inclined to do that. So that is a positive default mode network. And our main role is to become conscious about it, aware about it, and enhance whatever is positive. While on the other side, there are negative things that we have carried on, like limiting beliefs, which are blockages, the trauma that we have gone through, that we have to recognize, realize, and we have to recorrect them so that we are breaking that pattern and we are setting a new pattern which we desire and want and which is good for us and for all humanity. So that is the main objective. The first premise here, the book starts off with the definiteness of purpose. So many a times when clients and patients walked into my clinic, I would, after hearing a lot of their background, background information and the processing, I would ask them this question: have you ever had a purpose to your life, or what do you think is the purpose of your life? Because many at times clients or patients, when they are narrating events and situations of their life, it is more of the blame game on either a situation or a person or even themselves. So it all happens because the brain is on survival mode. It only knows the basic things for survival, and many at times we are uh, operating on the grounds of sympathetic system, which is fear, flight, or freeze. Okay, and so that leads us to becoming confused and also not know what actually the purpose of our life is. So that is what my experience has been, and truly, when I'm able to redirect a person to understanding that there is a purpose in everything that happens. Uh, Only if we were to change our perception, then things can change for us. And, our perception changes from being looking at things negatively to starting to look at things with a positive light. So this is what the definiteness of purpose has its branches. So the first one is understanding that you are born with a purpose and you are the only one to realize what the purpose of your life is. For example, when I was reading these books and in my own transformational journey, transformation as a word resonated with me, and emotionally I connected with this word because I truly felt that as a practitioner, as a human being, as a good human being, and I even do social work. So when I went through my past stories, I realized that one of the positive thing that is in me is, helping people transform. And so that is the purpose of my life. But I can only transform someone if I am transforming myself or my own system, my being. When I am transformed, then yes, I am able to make that impact on the significant other, whether it's my client, patient, or family member, friend, or whoever I interact with. So that is the first premise here, is the definiteness of purpose, because that is the one thing that leads to all achievements of whatever you significantly desire. Excuse me. um, so it is a starting point of every uh, every desire that's to take place, and this purpose is accompanied by a definite plan for implementation, followed by appropriate action. Now, for instance, I do believe this, that you are the CEO of your own life. So, being a CEO of your own life, you have a responsibility. The role of a CEO is to make sure that the CEO has a clear vision, a clear strategy, that is a plan of action, and a real plan of implementation, right? And so that is what it is said over here, that as we live this life, and as a CEO, managers of our own life, as we call prefrontal cortex to be the CEO, because it does the thinking, it helps us to make the decisions, and it weighs between the right and wrong, etc. So we are to channelize our brain to actually have a purpose. When we do that, your brain is able to read it. Your brain is able to absorb it, and it is able to help your own self, your own being. It includes all of you to make sure that whatever plan and strategy you have made, it comes to fruition. So to bring it to a successful outcome, you need to have something, right? So whether it is in writing, whether you make that plan in writing, or whether you are constantly thinking about it, but your brain needs to positively strategize. The second premise here is the motives behind every achievement. So whatever we desire, there is an intention, of course. So that intention is very important. For example, like for a salesperson, when they approach a prospective buyer, there has to be a motive, there has to be a clear intention to help the prospective buyer look at the outcome before they even decide to buy. And so here the author says that for every desire or for every plan or purpose, there has to be, it is initiated with motivation, there is a motive behind it, there is an intention. And Here, there are nine basic motives that are given, like it's self-preservation, financial gain, love, sexuality, desire for power and fame, fear, revenge, freedom of body and mind, desire to create. So there are some nine basic motives, includes the positive and the negative. So there is an intention behind everything that is done, behind every plan, purpose. We have a certain intention. Now, depending on that intention, depends the outcome as well. So know that there are these nine motives or intentions and that are there. In the third premise, it has to be any kind of dominating idea, plan, or purpose that is held in the mind through repetition of thought and emotion, accompanied with a burning desire for its realization. That's when it is taken control by the unconscious or the subconscious mind or the brain, because it then is deeply rooted into your nervous system. And that's how actually, you see the outcome, you see the reality, you see that outcome becoming a reality. Now, here, repetition. So your brain has to be trained. It has to be on in order for you to go into the default mode network. For example, you inherited good deeds from your parents, something that it is inbuilt in you. It becomes a very much a default mode network. And so the same thing, when a person is troubled and coming to you, or when if you are going through certain challenges, your brain has to be channelized for those that particular challenge. And for instance, I would just give an example over here. For example, if you are at workplace and if you feel that your boss is continuously targeting you, trying to demean you, etc., etc., so there are many thoughts that run through a person's mind when they are facing such a situation in their life. And the dominating thought would be, I want to quit. So this is the sympathetic system that either tells you to fight, flight, or freeze. So either you really freeze and become numb about it, like your emotions become numb, or you want to run and escape and you say, I've had enough, I don't really deserve to do this. See, no situation or no person has a control over you unless you give them that control, because you are the CEO of your life. So if you were to really take this strategically, that there is a purpose behind why your boss is targeting you. So you first need to analyze that, and you need to see that the targeting or demeaning as, if you are doing your job right and if you really feel that you don't deserve to go through this, then you have to go do the inner work of relaxing, resting, being calm, and at the same time giving your brain the positive impression or positive perspective that I believe if this job is not right for me, I know I will get a better one, but I need to wait patiently and persevere through this situation. And this has to be a repeated thought process in your mind till it becomes your best outcome. So I've known a lot of people who have been in similar situations, and when they channelize their thought process and put it on a repetitive mode of positive perspective, eventually they were able to transition from a hostile environment or a traumatic environment to an environment where it was beyond their dreams as well. So this is a third premise. I'm sorry to drag it along, but I just want to help, what do you call it? Explain it in description or expand this thought so that you're able to connect with what the author is trying to say. So it is all about a habit and pattern. And it is all about doing this, journeying this over and over again repeatedly. Like, for example, for generations, a pattern is followed, which is actually passed on to you, and you follow it unless and until you become conscious about that particular habit and pattern which is negative, and replace it with the positive patterns, because your brain only understands repetition, and once it goes into a repetitive mode, and it is said that it takes around 21 days to form a habit. So if you're doing it repeatedly over and over again, not neutralizing your thoughts but just focusing on the positive perspective, then it's very likely that you will get the outcome. So there's an example when Mr. Emil Kyo came over here some years ago with his famous formula, day by day in every way, I'm getting better and better. He cured thousands of people, but he didn't cure a great number more than that. And I wonder if you would know why. There was no desire, no feeling put into that statement. So here is an example, and I think, here the author is pointing out at an emotion which is connected with your belief system or a thought. So collection of thoughts, repetitive thoughts, they design a belief system, and that belief system is accompanied by your emotion. So for example, when I said positive perspective is actually really being positive about, really looking forward to a change in your life, and surrendering that, yes, I know I'm doing my best. I know I'm the best employee, and it's okay that I have to endure this pain, but I know that I will overcome this period of my time. So there is an emotion attached with the positive statements that puts things into perspective, and that's when your brain is understanding that, yes, so this is how it is. Okay. Incidentally, if you tell yourself anything often enough, you will get to where you will believe it. So even if a lie, okay, so even if you have to lie to your brain, and if you're repeatedly stating something which is a lie, your brain will actually believe that, and for your brain it is something that is true. That's why you're repeating it. That's why it's going on a recorder. So even a lie becomes truth if your brain is continuously hearing one thing over and over again. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between right or wrong. It doesn't know the difference between positive and negative. It doesn't know the difference between a penny and $1,000,000. It doesn't know the difference between success and failure. It will accept any statement that you keep repeating to it in thoughts or words or any other means. This is very powerful. So subconscious mind is dangerous. I guess people give a lot of weightage to the subconscious mind, but over the years, I feel you need to be consciously aware in order for your subconscious then to do the work. So your conscious mind has to be on the go. It is the driver, because it is the one that is filtering the belief system that goes along with your emotions, and that's what is retained, absorbed, and it becomes your default mode of network. So this is very important that your brain doesn't understand. So in a way, I also say mind, we use this in psychology, but brain is the, it's a medical terminology. And so your brain would not know right from wrong. So everything that you're repeating, in the thought process is retained, it is taken as true. And so, that's how you would also see the outcome. It's up to you in the beginning to lay out your definite purpose, write it out so that it can be understood, memorize it, and start repeating it day in and day out until your subconscious mind picks it up and automatically acts upon it. So it says that start small. So connect with one word that actually describes you or is your purpose. One word. For me, it's transformation and starting with self. So you can just think about what is that one word that you are connected with. and start with that, and you can write it down why you are connecting with that word, why is it significant for you, and let your brain know that. So this doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. You can't expect to undo what you have been doing overnight. As I said, your subconscious mind bounces back by allowing negative thoughts to get into it. So that's why when clients or patients do come to me, till they are journeying with me, they would feel okay, and then again there is a relapse. They bounce back. It feels like everything is wiped out, whatever went on in the therapy. It's so sad. And that's why I've been on the quest of seeking permanent solutions which will help my clients and patients to find a fulfilled life, to live a fulfilled life that we all deserve. That's what God wants for us. Anyways, it is re-emphasized that uh, you will find that if you emotionalize any plan that you send over to your subconscious mind and repeat it in a state of enthusiasm, backing it up with the spirit of faith, the subconscious mind not only acts more quickly, but it acts more definitely and more positively. So it's the re-emphasis, it's a repetition. It's a repetition, and we have two states of mind. One is the primal state of mind, which is the state of fear, state of anxiety, and state of depression. So I'm sorry to pause there for a moment. All right. So I guess that the third premise is understood as well. I would like to stop here for now, and we would look at the further premises in my next YouTube session. But I just want you to know and understand that we would be doing this so that you are able to think. I really want you guys to introspect, and you are here for a reason. You're watching my YouTube channel for a reason, I guess, even if it's for a few seconds. I always hope and desire that whoever stops by or is flicking through my YouTube channel gets some kind of benefit and advantage. And I hope that I'm able to initiate a change and help you guys in this journey. And one thing that I have I have actually learned is that therapy or mental disorders is again a state of mind. Mental disorders, they stem from a state of mind, and as I was talking about two states of mind, one is primal state and one is elevated state. Everything that happens at the primal level of where there is fear, anxiety, depression, and all of it can actually give birth to something that is negative. And therefore, a person is not able to control their situation in the brain. There are 5 segments in the brain actually that are responsible in triggering the disorders. And so my attitude has been more of giving an education rather than taking a person through a therapeutic process. For me, therapeutic process is now facilitating or motivating someone to really look at themselves and change the aspects that they can change. Because as a CEO of your own life, you are to take certain decisions, especially when you are an adult, and you have a responsibility towards your life. And so I really hope and pray that in this journey, you would be able to really introspect, look at your life, and make those positive changes for yourself. So this is for today. And once again, happy Independence Day. And I'm hoping to bring the fourth premise in my next session. I'm hoping soon. So I want to maintain the consistency, and that's why I thought this could be one of the ways. So, anyways, I want your wishes, and if you like my video, if you like whatever is whatever I delivered today, please do share it. Please do subscribe to my channel. I would try and maintain the trust that is built between me and you guys. So I really hope I do that. So thank you once again for staying, listening through if you have watched it through the end. Take care, and once again, meet you next time. God bless you all.